Welcome to the Coast to Coast First Look Seminar. And gentlemen, we've had a lot of rain out here in Southern California. Skip, we're going to have a relief for maybe a couple days, at least the weekend. We should have good racing here at Santa Anita. And then the rain is coming back next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, buddy.
Yeah, this weather is crazy. I mean, I was hearing yesterday that we've had more rain than Seattle, Washington. I mean, how does that happen? That's never happened. But yeah, it's crazy. But luckily, we got a great weekend ahead of us. Great racing. The weather's going to be great at Santa Anita tomorrow. They said it could hit 74, 75. And then, like you said, coming Monday night and Tuesday, Wednesday, we got more rain. But that's next week. Let's worry about the weekend and this Coast to Coast Pick 5.
Well, the Coast to Coast Pick 5, of course, is covering both Santa Anita and Gulfstream. So we welcome in Barry the Sniper Spears. Barry, how's the weather in South Florida?
We haven't had rain in a while, which is unusual for us too. So, I guess everything around the country is just going crazy with weather because we haven't had any rain in a minute.
And we rarely ever get any rain. And this is, I think, the worst in 40 years and maybe the second or third most rain ever recorded. And no signs of stopping, but that doesn't matter. Right now, we're good to go. And let's get started, gentlemen. We're doing the Pick 5, of course, Coast to Coast. And let's start out with sorry, I was on the wrong page there. We're starting with Gulfstream Park, Race 7. And Sniper, why don't you get us started here? We're going 5 furlongs on the turf. Any strong opinions?
Yeah, I actually do. In this race, number 4, Big Daddy Dave, who's 20-1 morning line, looks like he might have a little bit of a pace advantage here. There's not much speed on paper anyway. And it looks like that horse is going to be out on the front end. He has some races to go back to at this distance on the turf, mainly March 3rd this year, or last year, I'm sorry, 2022. Went wire to wire in a similar race, and I think that horse gets the same setup on or tomorrow. And then there's a couple others that kind of caught my eye. One, Nick's Bro, who finally got on the turf and ran a much improved effort from the synthetic tries, who looks pretty decent. And then Discreet Tune should sit a really good trip there and probably is the class of the race.
So Sniper's going to try to get the 4-home skipper at 20-1 on the front end as the lone F, and then using the 1 Nick's Bro and Discreet Tune, the 7 at 6, both at 6-1. So we got some prices here. Skip, you think it's pretty wide open here to start out the low takeout dollar Pick 5?
I do. And I hope the Sniper is right because I do like the 4. That was my long shot in the race. I love it getting off the rail, going back to the grass. And Peter Walder, when he claims, he does a very good job. I throw that last race out. He gets back on the grass. He's got 3 starts. He's got a win and a second. So the turf won't be a problem. Got the speed. My other horse, like he said, is the 1 Nick's Bro. I like that one. That really good turf race first out. Came flying, got second, beat a half length. Ralph Nix is having a good meet, and I like that horse, staying on the grass. Gosh, it's a tough race. I might even use the outside horse. I'm looking for a long shot here, and I think this race is ripe for a price. So I'm going to use those for sure, and I might even throw a couple other ones, but definitely the 1-4. I'll throw the 7 in because the Sniper said it, and then I'm using the 10 also.
All right, so it looks like we're hoping to get a price here and a little bit of spread action in the first leg. And we move on to the second leg, staying at Gulfstream, race 9, maiden special weight on the turf. Skipper, we love races like this where we can do a little homework and maybe get a price here. Do you have a strong opinion here in leg number 2?
I do. This is my best bet on the card and best bet tomorrow, Saturday, at any track. I love the 2 horse. I don't love the price, 2-1, but I love this horse's first race on the Tapeta. Ran really good. Broke a tad slow, made a wide sweeping move around the turn, switched leads mid-stretch, finished nicely and with a great gallop out. I think this horse will love going to the grass. And the thing that I love more about it is it came out. That's a key race. They came back to work March 4th, 50 breezing for 4 furlongs. And I put not good work, I put great work. It worked with Fearless Soldier, who came out of that race and won nicely on the grass, and worked much better, I thought, than Fearless Soldier. I love that work on the 4th. I think this horse is going to love going to the turf, and I love this horse today. Usually in a race like this, full fields, I try to catch a price and stuff, but I'm not going to get cute. I love the 2. I've been waiting for this horse to come back, and I'm singling the 2, and I'm going to bet it to win also.
All right, so Sniper, clever thought. And Skippy, I love that you said a work that was 50 and change was a great work.
Right.
God bless you. That means you're doing your homework and watching and not just saying it was a bullet in the best of the day, which drives me absolutely insane. But I won't get on my soapbox. Sniper, is it easy as the 2 here, or are you spreading in leg number 2?
Yeah, I'm actually not using the 2 at all, which is
I love it.
Funny enough, I like the 1 actually. Spinzar getting the makeover package for Shug. Switching to the turf for the first time Lasix. The December 24th race at Tampa, this horse ran against a horse who won that race named Groveland, who came back in the Sam Davis and ran pretty well that day. So there was some talent in that field. Shug's actually been on fire lately, and usually when he gets him going, he tends to keep it rolling for quite some time. And I think, getting Jose Ortiz tomorrow, and I think this horse is ready to go on the turf. I'm also going to use number 4 Missionaire, who kind of just spun his wheels first time as the favorite out at Tampa, going a mile and an 1/8. I think that might have been just a trial run, try to get that horse, out on the turf and on the track. And a horse that kind of caught my eye, that doesn't look all that great on paper, is the 7 Just for Luck. I'm going to throw that one in too, because that horse Worthington that won the race that horse was in was pretty good. This one's kind of steadied at the start, didn't really go anywhere, and kind of spotted the field. So I'm expecting a much improved effort.
One thing, going back to the 1 Spinzar, a couple things. Obviously, a big jockey switch there. And also, some of those tappets, if you guys have noticed, very talented. Some of them take a while to catch up. They're not all there in the mind. And it takes them – there's some crazy tappets out there that once the light bulb goes on, it all comes together. The talent is there, but they're not always – the brain isn't always there. Is that kind of what you're looking at there, Barry?
Yep, that's exactly it. They have a lot of mental issues getting to the track, and once they get out there, they're fine typically. But they like to bite and kick and get a little feisty. So we'll forgive those 2 efforts from Spinzar, and hopefully the grass makes the difference. And in good hands, Shug does his good work with those kind.
All right, well, Barry, we're going to welcome you into the beer game, because Skip, you want to go beer game against you got the 2 and he has the rest of the field for a beer, you and the Snipe.
I will do it.
Okay,
I'll give you your 3 horses. I'll take mine, and I got to. It's 2-1, so you at least deserve 3 horses in there.
All right, I was going to give him
I'm thirsty,
field.
Barry.
Right.
I'm thirsty.
All right, they don't have to win. Just whoever beats the other. You got your 3 horses. He's got 1. That works. All right, let's move on to leg 3. Now we're coming to Santa Anita, a mile on the turf. We will be on the turf tomorrow. They took it off of the turf today. It was bright and sunny. Like Skip said, it's going to be in the 70s once again tomorrow. Should be nice. And I don't know about you guys. I found this race to be extremely difficult. The more I could use, the merrier in here. I know the last couple times we've talked about Lady J going down the hill. I think Lady J's a little bit interesting on the stretch out here for a red hot trainer. I like the jock switch as well to Hector Berrios, and I give that horse a big look. I was 2, 4, 6, 3 in that order, guys, just to kind of go through it quickly. But to be honest with you, depending on where I go the rest of the sequence, I could even hit the all button in here. I couldn't make too much heads or tails of it. Skip, can you help me out a little bit here at Santa Anita?
I thought it was a difficult race also. Harper's Gallop got such an easy lead last time. Frankie Dettori went to the front and just kind of schooled the other jocks and walked the dog, so to speak, sort of say, and just won for fun. But I don't think Harper's Gallop's going to get that trip today. Feathers, Mullins claims this horse. This horse has been popular at the claim box, likes to win, but it comes from way off the pace, so it's got to get the right trip. Phil D'Amato takes over the training on Veroma, the 3-horse. I like that, and it had trouble last time. Bump start, steady, inside tipped out. I think that horse will get a good trip at 6-1. And the one that I thought was interesting at a price is the 5-horse, Soaring Sky. John Sadler trains this horse. Comes off a break, going 5.5 at Santa Anita. Off slow, bump steady. They bet it down to almost favoritism that day. It was 2.5 to 1, 5 to 2. And, going back, look at August. They raced this horse first time in the country in the Del Mar Oaks Grade 1. And it didn't run that bad that day. I mean, that was a key race, going global. We all know how good that horse is. Closing remarks, Fluffy Socks, the Chad Brown horse. Then they brought it back, and it ran terrible. It kind of showed speed, went by 3, by 9, by 2, and just fell way back. They gave it a little break, and it came back and it didn't do anything. I think with that race out over, I think that might have been a prep race. I'm hoping so. At 10-1, I like the price. I think that horse might be sneaky.
All right, so you kind of mentioned the ones we talked about, and then added in Soaring Sky at a nice price, right. 10-1. This race, Barry, kind of looks like it could be another leg that we could get a price in. This certainly looks like a pick 5. It has the makings to pay extremely well if you can hit it. So, Barry, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this race really, like you said, it gave me fits too. And the more and more I looked at it, the more and more the 2 looked like the best horse in this race. And I'm going to kind of go into this thinking that and playing it that way. But I'm not going to discount the 7 and the 8. Aloha Kitten, I think is a pretty decent horse, and so is La Vikaina, because of the trip that they might get. I think they're going to be in play, but if it comes down to my ticket being $1 million or singling the 2, I'll single the 2.
Yeah, I think Lady J certainly is getting some class relief here. I mean, going back to 2 turns shouldn't be a problem. And that trainer, he won 3 on Sunday, Skip. Yeah. And I definitely like the jock switch as well in that race.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you. The only thing with that horse, it just seems, I know it's the class of the race and dropping down in class, but it just always seems to find trouble. True. It seems like to me, you know what I mean? And it's like, I just don't bet those horses with any confidence. I don't know. Stretching out, like you say, the trainer's been hot. I love Barrios jumping aboard. I just think that race is a little crazy. And since I'm singling the 2 in the race previous, at 2-1, I'm trying to catch a little something crazy here. And that's why, maybe I'm trying to look too far into it, but I do like the 5 at 10-1. I'm not going to single it by any means. I'm going to spread in here, but the 5 is definitely going to be on my ticket.
Yeah, by all means, I'm spreading in there as well. But we got to find a single somewhere. I have yet to come to one, and I think the sniper has as well. So let's move on to the 4th leg, Gulfstream Race 11. We're going back to 5 panels on the turf, Skip. I'm assuming you might be spreading here since you got your single earlier in.
I want to spread, but the more I look at it, I like Big Invasion. I mean, how could you not? It's won 6 out of 8 starts. It loves Gulfstream Park. This horse was on a roll. It won 6 in a row, and then it raced at Kentucky Downs, which is that weird track. And I don't know if it just didn't like the track that day. I know the horse that won, one-timer, broke in front and just went wire to wire, and nobody caught that horse. I know they got bigger and better things down the road for this horse. I just think that Big Invasion might be too classy for this race. There's a lot of speed signed up here, and I think it's going to get a perfect trip. I'm going to probably single it on one ticket. And then, look at Christophe Clement. Look at what kind of meat he's having. He does such a great job. He's almost winning at 30%. It's got 4 works on the workout pattern. I think that horse is too classy, but the race that I don't single it on, I'm definitely going to use the 5, Belgrano, the 9-year-old. Yes, 9-year-old. It's amazing. Still going at 9. And look at that race 2 back off the little break back in December 24th. 99 Buyer, ran good, had trouble that day and still got up and won. Last time, second off the break, had more trouble, didn't quite get up, lost by 2 lengths. Yes, I'm Free. How do you not like that one? It's won 11 out of 25 races and won 2 in a row. I got to use that. The one that I'm going to try to use that's a little bit of a price on my spread ticket is going to be the 4, Siglioso. This horse is coming up from Tampa Bay Downs, but this horse used to race out at Santa Anita, 2 back, and look who beat it that day. Air Force Red. That's one of our favorite horses that we've cast a few tickets on and is a monster coming down the hill. And Laneway, who ran second, came back and has won a stakes race since then. And Gregoria Chant, that race wasn't that bad. So I think at 20-1, that's going to be my long shot play. So on the ticket, I'm not going to single. I'm going to use the 4, 5, 6. And then the ticket I'm going to single, obviously, it's going to be Big Invasion. I think Big Invasion's probably just too good, but I'll play 2 different tickets that way in case, it needs the race. Hopefully I got that covered with the other horses.
How rare is it, Barry? You see Big Invasion won 6 in a row and all by open lengths sprinting on the turf. That's difficult to do from a horse that's, not going wire to wire. To win easily going 5 furlongs. Kentucky Downs, I was there last year. You could throw that out. That's like running in somebody's field, backyard, up, down, turns around. You either like it or you don't. So you just draw a line through that race. But it's amazing to win 6 in a row by open lengths, Barry. Is that your single, or you looking to spread here?
Well, my approach to sequences like this is you got to beat horses like Big Invasion because of the fact they're going to be odds on. Everyone's going to use this horse. And if you can get around Big Invasion, I mean, if there's any time you can beat this horse, it's probably going to be on Saturday. Not saying that's like a certainty that this horse isn't going to win, but if you're playing a sequence like this, it's probably better off that you don't use a horse like that, because there are alternatives. It's not like he's like just so much better than all these that you can't go anywhere else. I mean, Yes, I'm Free is an awfully good horse and has a lot of speed, which is totally opposite from Big Invasion, who likes to come from off the pace. A horse like Panther Island, for example, is a horse that I like a little bit here, who has run very, very well on the turf at this trip and getting better. And at 15-1, I got to use a horse like that on this ticket. Karatari, the 2 horse, has a lot of experience in stakes company as well. So it's not like it's a foregone conclusion that Big Invasion is going to just lay over this field. So I'm going to try to go elsewhere. I'm not going to use Big Invasion at all.
I like your thinking, buddy. You try to beat the chalk. Well, no chalk zone here.
Well, I mean, going back to the race before, if I single Lady J, I'm not going to single Big Invasion,
right?
Unless I'm going to get like huge prices in those other 3 races, which, could happen. It definitely can, but is it likely? I don't think so.
All right. Well, we're on to the 5th leg, and it really doesn't get a whole lot easier here. The race 7 at Santa Anita, which is a mile on the turf, the China Doll. This is a very interesting race. Comanche Country is the 8-5 favorite coming off the layoff. Obviously, classy as you can get. She had won 3 in a row till trying the Breeders' Cup. And obviously the Wild Grazer getting the blinks on with Mullins, and this horse obviously fits well with this field. to me, the horse that's a little bit sneaky in here is Paris Secret, the one horse.
Mhm.
And if you go on XBTV and watch the workouts, Paris Secret worked every bit, if not better, than in company with Comanche Country, who is going to need everything to go her way, and she's going to be odds on probably. So I'm kind of got my eye on Paris Secret here at 5-1. This is one of those races that's a spread race, or you take a chance here. And I might take my shot here with Paris Secret coming in, only breaking the maiden, but we know how well D'Amato does with these, Skip. I saw you nodding your head. Are you in agreement, or what do you think here?
No, I'm in agreement. I love that work on the 5th. And I saw the same thing working with Comanche Country. And this horse worked, I thought, much better than Comanche Country. I put on my notes, this filly can run. I mean, I was very impressed with that. I know the jock looked like he kind of maybe flashed the whip in his left hand or hit her one time, but the way that she dug in and she was reaching out and the way that she galloped out in that work, obviously they think she could run too. They're putting her right in a stakes race off, I think the one's got a big shot here. I love that work, and one's definitely gonna be on my ticket. I'm not sold on the Wild Grazer in here. The blinkers on. I know Mullen's having a good meet. He does good when he puts the blinks on. I think this horse might be a better sprinter around one turn. I'm not sold on her going 2 turns. Princess Bettina, I've always liked this filly, and she runs some good races. I don't know if she has that fighting spirit in her. It almost looks like she keeps getting in trouble or wide trips or whatever. Like she almost wants to run in company. But I like that Dettori's getting them, aboard, and I like that last race. And her 3 best races were a mile on the turf at Santa Anita and Del Mar. I just think she's doing what she wants to do today. At 5-1, I got to use her. I'm not sold on Comanche Country. I know that it won 3 in a row and very impressive. Then they put it in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf and didn't run that bad that day either. But I'm going to kind of take a stand like Barry was talking earlier. If you're ever going to beat the horse, I think today, like with Big Invasion, today you might be able to beat Comanche Country. And so I'm going to try to beat her. I'm using Tea in Conversation too. I think this horse will be better the longer they go. I don't know if a mile is this horse's or this filly's best distance, but if they go quick up front, or I know that Baffert's going to be in front, I'm thinking maybe the Wild Grazer might put a little more speed and maybe try to put a little pressure on that horse with the blinks on. Tea in Conversation's going to come running. I don't know if it will be too little too late, but I'm putting Tea in Conversation in too. Michael McCarthy's done a great job, and he's been on fire lately also. So I'm not using Comanche Country or the Wild Grazer. I'm leaving the favorites out and hoping I could get lucky with the 1, 5, or 6.
One thing too about Princess Bettina, that horse, if you watch the replay of that last race in the Lady Shamrock, definitely had some trouble, especially around like the half-mile pole. And it's odd because, Pratt is out of town tomorrow at Oaklawn, so Dettori takes over. That was in the time where Pratt was ice cold and nothing was going his way. Yeah. Now he's back. He was never gone, but he couldn't catch a break. And that was another trouble trip there that's sneaky watching a replay. So the interesting horse as well. And Barry, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this race, I narrowed it down to 2 horses, and I like that we're all in agreement on the 1, Paris Secret. I can't tell you how many times I've seen foreign bred horses come over here and just beat us pretty badly. And I think this one is, even though she's only got 1 start, I think that this horse could actually be pretty good, especially in this field. It's not that strong. And I also thought 4, Fast and Shiny, had a pace advantage here. There's really not many horses that want the lead. That one does. So I'm just going to use those 2 to close it out.
Yeah, like Skip said, I think the interesting part of the pace is going to be the blinkers going on the Wild Grazer, whether she goes with Fast and Shiny. If not, Fast and Shiny could be the lone F for sure. So,
Right.
all right, that's a good look at everything. And we've got some singles. I think we're all swinging with some prices. Let's go best bet of the day around the board here. It doesn't have to be in this sequence. Anywhere you want, any race, any card, skipper, best bet of the day.
You know, I said it at the start of the show. The best bet of the day is the 9th race at Gulfstream Park. I'm a little nervous about it because Barry's not even using it, but we are going beer game. So I'm going to go with confidence. And I love Clever Thought. I love for all the reasons that I said earlier, and that workout and going to the grass and going a mile and an eighth. I think this horse is sitting on go, and I think Clever Thought's going to win today. So that's
Sniper?
my best bet.
Yeah, I'm going to race 9 at Gulfstream, Spinzar. I think the Shug makeover package for the $450,000 purchase is what the doctor ordered.
I
We
like
might have
it.
to go another beer game on that.
Price
No,
shopping.
I see what you guys are saying. And, you know, like I said, it kind of makes me a little weary of my best bet now, my single, but I'm just riding the 2 out. So hopefully I'm right. And I'm sorry you guys will be wrong. And if not, I hope you guys are right. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to go completely off the board here for my best bet of the day. And I'm going to go to the 6th race at Santa Anita with a first-time starter. And there are 2 Bob Bafferts in there, and I'm not singling either one of them. So I'm going to single the 5-horse Beverly Vista for Phil D'Amato at 4-1 on the morning line. This horse, if you watch XBTV, is extremely talented, very athletic. The only thing that scares me, Phil isn't exactly as adept winning first time out, especially on the dirt, as Mr. Baffert. And it is an Arrogate, so maybe it wants a little bit longer, but drawn outside of the other 2 Bafferts. And the 3-horse, by the way, Mystification for Doug O'Neill, is very fast, but watch, this horse is going to miss the break because it misses the break every time in the mornings. And I hope the Beverly Vista sits off the pace and mows him down. And I think we'll get every bit of 4-1 just because the Bafferts are in there. So I'm going completely off the board with the first-time starter, boys.
That's how heroes are made, man.
Yeah.
That's how legends are made.
I
They'll
love
remember
it.
your name by not picking chalk.
That's right. Barry, give us a real quick synopsis of tomorrow at Gulfstream, buddy.
Oh, tomorrow should be a good day. I mean, the weather's going to cooperate for real. It's going to be a little bit cooler than it has been. So if you're playing the synthetic, I think you might want to gravitate towards horses that might be forwardly placed. Usually when the weather cools down, it tightens up and horses on the lead get a good go at it. But, you know, the card's pretty good. So I expect some favorites, but also not favorites. Hopefully
And here at
Spinzar gets there. If Spinzar gets there, it's Sizzler time, man. Or
And
Red
beer
Lobster.
time. And
Yeah,
beer
whatever.
time.
Yeah, beer time too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just remember
At my
tomorrow.
expense.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, 11 races at Santa Anita. They added on a little bit. So first post has been moved to 12:30 instead of 1. Tomorrow, there is a jockey print signing. All the jockeys will be out there. The only Frankie Dettori, Johnny V, everybody, the only one out of town will be Flavian Pratt, but the entire colony will be out there signing the print from 10:45 to 11:45. First 1,000 people get the print, and then you got to get them signed by everybody. So get out here early. Should be a terrific day. And gentlemen, appreciate it. Let's get home some winners, and thanks for your time.
Good luck, everybody.
Good
Thanks,
luck.
guys.